Imagine, if you will, a world where the unthinkable becomes reality. A nuclear war between India and Pakistan. What could lead us down such a catastrophic path? History has seen these two nations locked in a volatile dance of conflict and resolution. A dance that has been growing increasingly intense. The possibility of a nuclear war, while terrifying, is not entirely implausible. This video delves into this grim scenario, examining the nuclear and military capabilities of both India and Pakistan. We will also attempt to predict the potential consequences of a nuclear conflict between these two nations, an event that would undoubtedly change the course of history for the entire world. The question we pose is not whether such a war is inevitable, but rather, what could potentially ignite the spark, and what would the aftermath look like? So, let us delve deeper into this grim possibility and explore the nuclear and military power of both nations. India, a rising global powerhouse, possesses formidable nuclear and military capabilities. India's journey in the nuclear sphere began in earnest in the mid-20th century with the establishment of the Atomic Energy Commission in 1948. Over the decades, the country has honed its nuclear prowess, culminating in the successful testing of its first nuclear weapon in the year 1974, aptly named Smiling Buddha. Today, India's nuclear program is robust and sophisticated, with an estimated 150 nuclear warheads in its arsenal, demonstrating the country's commitment to its credo of credible minimum deterrence. However, India's might is not confined to nuclear power alone. The nation boasts the world's second-largest standing army, with an active force of over 1,200,000 personnel. This formidable force is complemented by a vast array of sophisticated weaponry, from advanced fighter jets such as the Rafale and the indigenous Tejas, to powerful naval vessels including aircraft carriers and submarines. The Indian military strength is further bolstered by cutting-edge missile systems like the Agni and BrahMos. India's strategic geographical location, with the Himalayas in the north acting as a natural fortress, and its extensive coastline providing access to key maritime routes, gives it a distinct advantage. This, coupled with the nation's rapid strides in space technology, including the successful launch of the Mars Orbiter mission, provides India with an edge in modern warfare, where the battleground extends beyond land, sea, and air to the realms of space. Technologically advanced, strategically positioned, and backed by a powerful nuclear and military force, India is a formidable player on the global stage. The nation's defense capabilities act as a strong deterrent, maintaining the balance of power in the region. Clearly, India's military and nuclear strength is a force to be reckoned with. But what about its contentious neighbor, Pakistan? Pakistan, a nation born from the same womb as India, also boasts significant nuclear and military prowess. Emerging as a nuclear power in the late 20th century, Pakistan, despite numerous challenges, has steadily advanced its nuclear program. The country's nuclear strategy is primarily based on deterrence, seeking to prevent any aggression from its neighbors. Pakistan's nuclear arsenal is diverse, with short, medium, and long-range ballistic missiles capable of delivering nuclear warheads. The country's missile technology has evolved over the years, enhancing its strategic reach. Its military, too, is a force to be reckoned with. The Pakistani armed forces, comprising the Army, Navy, and Air Force, are among the largest and most seasoned in the world, with a rich history of combat experience. The country's geographical position gives it a strategic advantage. Nestled between the Arabian Sea and the towering peaks of the Himalayas, Pakistan has a mix of plains, deserts, and mountains that serve as natural defense barriers. Its coastline, stretching more than 600 miles, is dotted with naval bases that enhance its maritime defense capabilities. Technological advancements have also played a significant role in boosting Pakistan's military prowess. From indigenously developed fighter jets like the JF-17 Thunder to sophisticated missile defense systems, Pakistan's defense sector has made significant strides. The country has also invested heavily in its submarine fleet, adding to its naval strength. But it's not just about the hardware. The strength of a military also lies in its personnel. The Pakistani military is known for its disciplined and dedicated troops who are well trained and ready to defend their homeland at all costs. It is evident that Pakistan, like India, is a formidable military and nuclear power. But how would these two titans fare in a direct confrontation? A direct military confrontation between India and Pakistan would be a nightmarish scenario for the world. let's delve into the military and nuclear capabilities of both nations to gain a better understanding of this complex equation. India, the world's largest democracy, boasts a formidable military with a standing force of over 1 million active personnel, complemented by a potent arsenal of nuclear weapons. Its military strategy is rooted in a doctrine of no first use, a pledge not to use nuclear weapons unless first attacked by an adversary using nuclear weapons. Pakistan, on the other hand, maintains a strong standing military force and a significant number of nuclear warheads. Unlike India, Pakistan does not adhere to a no first use policy, making its nuclear strategy more offensive in nature. In terms of tactics, India's larger military and more diverse arsenal could potentially give it an upper hand in a conventional conflict. However, Pakistan's strategic location and its willingness to use nuclear weapons first could potentially level the playing field. If war were to break out, both nations would likely rely heavily on their air forces and missile systems for initial strikes, aiming to take out key military installations and infrastructure. Subsequent stages of the conflict might see an escalation to ground warfare, where India's numerical advantage could come into play. However, it's important to remember that in a nuclear conflict, there are no real winners. The destructive power of these weapons is such that even a limited nuclear exchange would result in catastrophic loss of life and environmental damage on a scale that is hard to comprehend. Such a war would be devastating, not just for the two nations involved, but for the entire world. But what could be the aftermath of such a cataclysmic event? The aftermath of a nuclear war between India and Pakistan would be catastrophic on a global scale. The immediate impact would just be the tip of the iceberg. The reverberations of such a conflict would echo across the world, profoundly affecting the environment, economies, and humanity. Let's consider the environment first. The nuclear fallout would result in unimaginable devastation, with large areas of land rendered uninhabitable due to radiation. The widespread fires from the blasts would send millions of tons of soot and dust into the atmosphere. This could potentially trigger a nuclear winter, where sunlight is blocked out, causing temperatures to plummet drastically. The chilling cold, coupled with the darkness, would disrupt the growth of crops, leading to a potential global famine. Now, let's think about the economy. The financial impact would be equally staggering. The economies of both India and Pakistan would be decimated, leading to a severe global economic downturn. With major cities and infrastructure destroyed, rebuilding would drain resources, plunging the countries into decades, if not centuries, of economic hardship. The ripple effects would be felt across the globe, with a probable recession affecting every corner of the world. And then there's the human cost. The immediate loss of life would be tremendous, but the long-term effects on survivors would also be severe. The radiation would cause a spike in cancer rates and genetic mutations affecting generations to come. The psychological trauma would be incalculable, with survivors living in constant fear of another nuclear event. The refugee crisis would be unprecedented, as millions would be displaced from their irradiated homes. Indeed, a nuclear war between India and Pakistan would be an apocalyptic event, a scenario the world must strive to prevent. The prospect of a nuclear war between India and Pakistan is a chilling reminder of the destructive power humanity wields. Over the course of this video, we've delved into the frightening potentials of nuclear war, examined the military strengths of India and Pakistan, and explored the devastating aftermath of such a conflict. The immense power of nuclear weapons and the irreversible damage they can inflict upon our world is a stark reality we cannot ignore. It is here, in this understanding, that we find the urgent need for diplomacy and peace. International organizations, treaties, and diplomatic negotiations play pivotal roles in preventing such catastrophic scenarios. The Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, for instance, is a testament to the global commitment to disarmament and non-proliferation. In the end, it is up to us, the citizens of the world, to ensure that such a calamity never occurs. For the sake of our future, we must strive for peace over war, dialogue over conflict, and love over hate.